after a disappointing year for the Washington Wizards, they look to bounce back this year. What do you think are some off-season moves that they should make this off-season? Liam?
For me, I want to reunite John Wall and Demarcus Cousins at the Washington Wizards. They both had massive injury issues the past few seasons, so it's a massive risk. But if you look at the Wizards team, you had Bradley Beal leading them this year to a 25-47 record, ninth in the East, not great. But Beal averaged 30 and 6. He's just really worked on that offensive side of his game with Wall being out. And obviously we've got Wall, didn't play at all last year, 32 games the season before that and 41 before that. So obviously it's a very, very big risk. But if they do get it working, you got Wall and Beal in the backcourt. And you got Thomas Bryant, he's only 22. You've got Rui Hachimura as well, who I really like. He had a great rookie year, 13 and 6. Doesn't have that 3-point shot yet, but definitely can develop it. And then you add Boogie at that center position. I reckon that's a really, really strong five, which definitely would put them in the playoffs in the East, knowing how weak that conference is.
Look, I think the Wizards, they are going to bounce back majorly this year. Obviously, getting John Wall back, he's looked great in his off-season workout videos, playing some runs. The time Beal got as the primary playmaker has improved his game. Back when Wall was playing, he didn't really have those ball handling opportunities, and now he's, able to get 6-7 assists per game. So having Beal kind of develop, even though he's kind of entering his prime, was really good for him. The one thing that they could try and do is, I think that they could draft a guy called Saddiq Bey. He is a really good defender, extremely polished defender, and he shot 45% from 3 in college. So having a defensive wing for Washington is what they need. Washington, obviously we know last year they were, I think, 28th or 29th in the league in defense, which is absolutely abhorrent. And I think that the Wizards need to shore up that defense, and one of the ways they can do that is by drafting a really feisty NBA defender in Saddiq Bey. And to go along with that, he can shoot the 3. So you get a really good 3-and-D wing guy. With the 9th pick, Saddiq Bey, he should be available. And I think that that's who the Wizards should take. Having a 3-and-D guy might be perfect, because you don't need a ball handler here. You don't need someone to create offense. You just need a guy who can defend and someone who can make shots if it's passed to him. And I think Saddiq Bey ticks all those boxes. So that's who I'm going with. For my off-season move, I'm drafting him.
I like it, one player I looked at, I'm going to butcher his name here, but it's Onyeka Okongwu. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to Bam Adebayo. He's kind of a ready-built defensive player, but he's got that really high offensive ceiling, which we're seeing Bam kind of grow into kind of this season, and I think it'll continue to do so in coming seasons. So I think if the Wizards want to, it's not really a risk, because as you're saying, the Wizards really do need that defensive help. And I think, if he's already a defensive beast, has that high ceiling offensively, he wouldn't be a bad option.
He's all about the blocks, so the Wizards need a bit of that.
For sure. I think the Wizards, after being so bad lately without John Wall, people have forgotten how good John Wall is.
Very
He's
true.
6'4", extremely fast point guard. I know the injury might slow him down a bit, but I think that, people used to be really scared of John Wall. I don't know if you remember 3 or 4 playoffs ago. He was a beast.
Yeah.
And I think people need to remember the kind of guy that he was, and that's who the Wizards are getting back. Sure, he's overpaid with that Supermax, but him and Beal, that backcourt, is going to be extremely potent offensively. In terms of guys like Bertans, and I don't think they should re-sign him. If they do, they're going to overpay him, and obviously he doesn't provide really any defense. So if I'm the Wizards, I'm letting him go, drafting Saddiq Bey, keeping Thomas Bryant, just developing him. Obviously you have Rui Hachimura, Ish Smith off the bench, and I think you're looking pretty good. I think they can make the playoffs in the East with that team, especially with John Wall and Bradley Beal probably both playing at an all-star level next year.
John Wall isn't the best shooter, so surrounding him with some nice 3-and-Ds would be good, because he's able to draw so many players on his drives. He's so fast. If a defender blinks, he's already gone.
I think that kind of Achilles injury of John Wall, so that's what I was going to try and touch on there with his pace was such a big asset of his game. Will he still have that when he comes back? You'd like to think so, with nearly 20 months of rehab for a supposed 11-month injury. But, I'm really hopeful that John Wall can return back to that MVP caliber type player that he is. because he is a genuine star of this league. You know, he did get that supermax, which in hindsight wasn't a great move because they've got absolutely no trade options with him because no one wants to take on that massive contract. So yeah, you know, if I'm the Wizards,
no cap space either.
Exactly. So if I'm the Wizards this year, I'm definitely going to back what you've got. I think they do have that backcourt is very, very scary. Now you've got Beal, who's top 5 in the league in scoring this year, snubbed to an all-star spot. But yeah, no, so I think, yeah, if I'm the Wizards this year, I'd be kind of keeping the faith. If you can reunite Boogie and John Wall, played together at Kentucky, and John Wall has kind of been pushing the front office to look in that direction. Whether Boogie's going to get a bigger deal this year, I don't think he will. I think he really shot himself in the foot where he went up and chased rings with the Warriors and the Lakers. Now he's on a $3.5 million deal at the moment.
Sure.
So, but I don't think you want to take that small amount. But he's been injured the whole time, so the Wizards might be able to get a good deal for him.
For sure. Yeah, and I think a starting 5 of Wall, Beal, drafting Saddiq Bey as a defender, Rui Hachimura, and Demarcus Cousins. That starting 5. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me on paper.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, the defense will need some work. They have Moritz Wagner off the bench. They have Ish Smith off the bench. Both of them got extensive minutes this year. So having those two guys providing that bench spark as well. Obviously, you can stagger Wall and Beal's minutes.
Thomas Bryant as well.
Yeah. So I think the Wizards need to just draft a defensive piece, whether it's Onyeka Okongwu or Saddiq Bey, even Isaac Okoro. Some people have been talking about him.
Yep, I like that.
Draft a defensive piece and try and sign Boogie, and you're off to the races if you're the Wizards.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
If you made it to the end of the video, comment down below, what do you think the Washington Wizards should do this offseason?
Hey guys, cheers for making it to the end of the video. Really appreciate your time and listening to our opinions. Whether you agree or disagree with us, please drop a comment down below. Let us know. We're just trying to learn and grow our channel. And talking to growing our channel, feel free to drop us a subscribe as well. Really help us grow and really get our name out there. Really appreciate it, guys.